are at Countryside Fire Station on Deer Path. We're there with Fireman Tony, who always is our guy to keep us safe, keep us ready for the holidays. Thanks for joining us, you guys. And I know it's cold today. So when it gets cold, what do? We turn on our heat. And you as a firefighter are always worried about that.
Yeah, well, we want to make sure we're maintaining our furnaces at home, making sure those filters are changed. If you haven't had a service technician out, let's get somebody out there and run through your furnace, make sure it's up to snuff, if you will. And if you're going to use a portable heater to help supplement, make sure it's at least 3 feet away from anything that could catch on fire, such as, a table or chair or couch. At least 3 feet away. You're using your fireplace, same thing. Don't have anything closer than 3 feet. I like to enjoy the heat coming from the fireplace, but when I leave that room, make sure you close your glass doors, Lynn. You want to close the glass doors so no embers pop out. Lots of times they can pop out onto the carpet. If you're not there to snuff them out, well, guess what? That's how a fire could start. So at least 3 feet away and close those glass doors on your fireplaces.
And you talk about space heaters. Even those safety heaters that they say don't get hot, you still want room around it because the items they're next to could get hot.
Absolutely. And a lot of the newer ones, a lot of the newer space heaters have a nice safety element. If they tip over, they're going to automatically shut off. If yours doesn't do that, you may consider getting yourself a new one.
Well, and another thing you talked about fireplaces, get the chimneys cleaned out. I know sometimes you get those chimney fires going on in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. If you're burning quite often in your fireplace and you haven't had your chimney cleaned in some time, it's an excellent idea. In fact, it's recommended it's cleaned annually.
Yeah, that's a lot. I know we all think to ourselves, oh, that's so often, but they build up, or sometimes you get like squirrel nests or stuff up in there.
Absolutely. Squirrel nest, bird nest, and that could pose problem for you.
When we talk about heating season, the other thing to do is to make sure you've got your detectors working, because we are inside. So you want 2 kinds of detectors in the house.
Yeah, we want our smoke alarms. Okay, and we want to check the batteries when we check the clocks. We just had time change a couple weeks back. And we want to check them monthly to make sure they're working. The other alarm that we want is the carbon monoxide alarm. Most of us have natural gas coming into our house, and that's why we need a carbon monoxide alarm, okay? If you have an attached garage, you should have a carbon monoxide alarm in your house. Warm the cars up out of the garage on the driveway, not in the garage, okay? Carbon monoxide is caused by incomplete combustion. So we want to make sure our furnaces are serviced, our dryers serviced, our water heater. Any appliance, stove and oven, that has natural gas going to it should be regularly maintained because it could emit carbon monoxide. You want to make sure your pilot lights or any of the flames that are burning are nice and blue. That's a clean burn.
That's good to know, a blue flame. And since you talked about dryers, clean that dryer vent area.
Yeah, you want to always check behind the washer and dryer. Sometimes a sock or a t-shirt will fall back there. You want to make sure you're changing out the lint trap and cleaning that regularly. And when is the last time you checked behind the dryer? See what's going on? If you have a long run from your dryer to the exterior where it's venting the warm air, when's the last time that's been cleaned? I've seen a lot of those vents that have been plugged up, and that causes a fire. So check that out as well.
You just gave me a whole list of things to do, and actually one of the easiest, like you said, is change the filters on your furnace. I mean, that's one of the easiest things, and people just don't do it. I mean, sometimes they're a couple bucks to get a new one. So.
That's what it is. It's a few bucks, and it's actually recommended that they're changed every 6 months.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Well, we got a whole list of things from Tony. Now, another thing you've got is we're getting into decorating season. Lights, candles, maybe real trees. You always tell us to keep the wreath red by keeping those accidents down.
That's right. Keep the wreath red is about preventing any holiday decoration fires. So if some of your old holiday lights, old lights need replacing, let's get some new LED lights, okay? Get some of those new decorations. That's great. We don't want to be daisy chaining them where we're using extension cord after extension cord, okay? We want to make sure that we're having one of those decorations plugged in. If you're using a new cut down Christmas tree, a live tree, make sure it's watered daily. They can dry out very quickly. Keep those away from various heat sources as well.
You talked about just the LEDs. They just don't get as hot as our old stuff did. Those old ones, sometimes you touch the light or the wire, and they're hot and they're crispy. Now, get rid of them. Get new ones.
That's right. Let's keep the re-thread. Let's not have any decoration fires. Let's make sure that they're UL listed, Underwriter Laboratory listed. That means they're checked out, they're properly vetted, and that they're good lights to use.
And I always like to give you one chance to tell some of your catchy little sayings. You don't like real candles.
No.
But you like the faux candles, but if somebody has a real one, you have a little kind of a rhyme.
Yeah, when you go out, blow out candles. We don't want to leave candles burning unattended. That means when we leave the house, blow the candles out. When you go to sleep, blow the candles out. If you're going to go to a different part of the house, blow the candles out. Now, I know some of us need those candles burning all the time, and there are some nice supplements. There are those battery-operated candles, much safer. You can keep those burning. There's nothing burning. Keep the candle on, and it has the same element. There's maybe a fragrance, and it's meeting that candle that's burning.
And they're on a timer so they can go off, so you don't even have to remember. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Well, Tony, thank you to you and Countryside for always keeping us safe. And there's a lot more information on your website. Just remind yourself of all these things you've said, just so we all stay safe as families and in the community. And if we have a problem, we always like to end with the same thing. What do we do if we think we got a problem?
When in doubt, call it out, 911. If you're thinking, should I call 911? We have this incident going on. The answer is yes. Pick up the phone, call 911. You're going to get some awesomely trained firefighter paramedics coming to your aid.
And everybody wants to. They don't want you to wait. They'd rather get there and say everything's fine than to let you worry. So don't worry, just call it out.
That's right. We'd definitely rather have you call early than late.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everybody at Countryside for keeping us safe. And we'll have a good and safe holiday because of you. Thank you so much.
Very welcome and happy holidays to everybody else.